welcome back to my channel. I am back with this week's Teen Mom Recap. Before I get started with this week's episode, I would love it if you would go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every single week about Teen Mom Next Chapter and Teen Mom Young and Pregnant. I recap the episodes and I make them a lot shorter, sweeter, and funnier. So if that sounds like something that would be interesting to you, go ahead and subscribe. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with this week's video. Leah and Jalen are having a great old time in Costa Rica. They jump in the pool with all their clothes on because they're just so impulsive and crazy like that. And tomorrow, we're going to have a personal yoga session. This is so nice, babe. I love everything about you. How romantic is this? It's too bad that everything goes down the toilet in literally the next episode. Briana is setting up for Nova's birthday party, which is themed as Stranger Things. She asked who Nova wanted to come, and she said her dad. But he hasn't been reaching out, and Devoin hasn't come to see her or Stella in months. I'm worried about him. He posted on his Instagram about his gambling addiction, and I'm sure that has something to do with it. MTV desperately wants Briana to relate to someone on this matter. But since Ronald the gambling addict is in contract with TLC and 90 Day Fiancé, they just have Briana reach out to Macy. I guess since Ryan was addicted to heroin, that's kind of similar to being addicted to gambling, right? Macy is surprised. She says, "I thought there was mutual respect between you and Devoin after the family reunion." Yes, for some time, but he hasn't seen Nova or Stella in 3 months now. He lost $100,000 gambling and sold all of his personal stuff. He texted me that he needs rehab. I was like, go find it then. And then Macy says, he has potential, but I don't envy you. I've been there, done that. Potential. This man-child can't even call 211 by himself. He's over here asking Briana for help finding a rehab when he's ignored their child for 3 months. Do you need help finding Nova? I really don't understand why people always give Devoin a pass. He is pure garbage. Oh, and I love how in the past he criticized Briana for getting a BBL, saying it was a waste of money. It was free, by the way. And now he's over here donating 6 figures to the Hard Rock Casino. That could have been several years of Nova's school, I'm sure. Cheyenne's wedding is in just a few days, and she's just now going wedding cake testing? Now, I don't know how weddings work, so forgive me, but weren't they supposed to do this like months ago? Isn't that usually done a little earlier? I also still need to get my garter. Oh, and Zach's ring. Mom, how'd you let me forget to get Zach's ring? You're like 30 years old, Cheyenne. Does mommy need to tell you everything? He wants a fancy ring with jewels all over it. We need to go look for one. Chloe's birthday is coming up, and Chow asks if Christy is invited to the birthday dinner. When I keep it too real with my mom, I hurt her feelings. I have to do gentle daughtering with her. But I don't know if she's doing better. Chow thinks she is. She says, wow, everyone stopped doing drugs around here. So Jade meets up with her mom. Her mom says, so, I got news. You're pregnant? Would we be able to tell if she was? No, I got a job. They did a background check, and all the stuff they found, except one of my charges, was over 7 years old, so I got the job anyway. And that's all that Jade needed to hear. So do you want to come to Chloe's party? Yes, I do. Briana calls Devoin, and they agree to meet up tomorrow. When tomorrow comes and Briana's waiting at the cafe, he texts her, damn, I thought I texted you. Had to go to work. Hard at work pulling this lever, that is. Wish me luck. Briana is annoyed and she calls Macy. She says he never showed, but I bet he'll be there for Nova's party. A few days later, it's Nova's party at the skating rink, and what do you know? Devoin took time off of his busy schedule of begging for tokens outside the Chuck E. Cheese to show up for the party. Roxanne confronts him outside. She says, well, I haven't seen you around. Dude, she's 11 now. Where have you been? Is everything okay? He says, yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom though. And he walks away. Something is off. She tells Briana he gambles and cries about it on social media, but not $1 of that went to Nova. Yet here you are wearing Gucci shorts and looking fabulous. I always support him, but after 11 years, I'm kinda over it. Briana says, I'll look like the bitch if I confront him at this party. We're gonna have to do it later. Devoin's mom, Teresa, actually showed up, and Roxanne asks her if she's okay. She says yeah, and Roxanne says, you have our support, and she gives her a hug. Next, it's Chloe's birthday party. Christy barrels into this restaurant saying, damn, you get an appetite going up them stairs. I need a drink. Jade's aunt says to Christy, they got Diet Coke here, Sprite, and Christy says, fuck that, I'm looking for alcohol. And then her aunt says they don't have alcohol, they just have wine and beer. Christy is just as confused as I am by that statement. She says, wine and beer, that's alcohol. And then the aunt says, no, that's not alcohol. Bitch, what is then? Everclear? Is that the only thing that does anything for you anymore, Jade's aunt? Jade says, you don't need to order alcohol, Mom, and it's not free. I got money. I'm grown. I can order alcohol. After that little bit of tension, she asks, so how was that wedding venue you went to go tour, Jade? It was great. Our wedding is not going to just be a wedding, by the way. It'll be an experience, like a carnival. It'll be a carnival, all right. A real sideshow. Then Christy starts talking about how Jade needs to include cousin and so in the wedding, and all this stuff that she should do for it. And it's just real bold coming from someone contributing $0 and 0 cents to the event, when traditionally she's the one who's supposed to be paying for it. Mom, you're getting on my nerves. I'm annoyed now. And Christy says, don't be a wussy, Jade. Next is Briana. Roxanne sets up a meeting with Charita, herself, and Briana and Brittany at a restaurant, and so they meet up. Charita starts off by saying, well, Devoin was upset with you guys. He makes plans to get the girls, and Briana just ignores him. Charita, that's not the case. Devoin needs to take responsibility. We've been holding his hand for years. Well, you guys didn't make it easy from the beginning. And then Briana chimes in, when me and your son were young, yeah, things could have been handled better. From everybody. No, it was just you guys. You didn't give him a chance. Really? He didn't show up just last week, and he's been MIA for months now. If I were him, I'd be way more consistent. And then Charita says, you know, I never been in the ass-kissing business. You act like I'm a bad grandma. If you want to fix it, fix it. Just another one of those moms who thinks my precious little baby son can do no wrong. You are in the ass-kissing business, just for your son. Nova's therapist has suggested that we all sit down, but Nova doesn't want to do that because she doesn't want to hurt her dad's feelings. For you to sit here and say that I make the same mistakes as 11 years ago, that hurts my feelings. And then they all start fighting in the middle of the restaurant. Admit what you did! And then Charita says, respect me, bitch! And Briana says, you call me a bitch? Suck my dick! Briana sure does love that phrase. But you can't even deny that Charita or Teresa or Charity Case or whatever her name is, she absolutely started this. Like, where's she even been the past 11 years? I have not seen this woman at all. Or even heard her mentioned. Like, maybe if she didn't want to be on the show, you'd at least hear Charita went to go watch Nova this weekend. But no, we never heard that. Next is Cheyenne. She goes ring shopping with Zach's friend, and she asks him, so, what does he want? He want, like, a ring. Gee, thanks, Zach's friend. That sure helps a lot. They go to pick out a rose gold ring, which is a little surprising. I didn't think guys wore that color, but to each their own. Jade gets back from the dinner, and she says, as long as no one's arguing, I feel that it went good. But you guys did argue, like the whole time. Mom thinks that she can tell me what to do. I just have to ignore her. She's not even contributing to the wedding. My family is very opinionated and loud, but we have grown. Leah and Jalen do their yoga, and then he presents her with a black envelope which includes the deed to their new house. Aww, is both of our names on the house? No. Later they go on the beach, and Jalen says, close your eyes, and ignore everyone watching in the background. Leah's crying and making these various weird gurgling noises. She's like, wah, wah, because she knows what's coming. Leah, open your eyes. Will you marry me? And it cuts off there. Briana and company leave the disaster dinner, and Briana says, I think we handled ourselves very well. Devoin is obviously under pressure, and this makes it worse. Roxanne says, and she starts crying, and then Brittany says, stop crying! And then Briana says, I know who left me alone to take care of my baby by myself. Back to Leah, she accepts the proposal, and they kiss. And then we get to see a very odd interaction between her and Jalen. So, I talked to Corey and Jeremy, and they're okay with this. And then Leah says, well, we don't need their approval. The only approval I need is for my girls. No, don't take that away from this. I also asked your stepdad Lee for his blessing. And Leah says, you don't need Lee's permissions. He's just my stepdad. I'm more close with my mom. Let's just focus on the moment, Leah. And then they get into this mini argument, one of the first that we've seen from them, because Leah doesn't like him asking for a blessing. And I agree with her. I think it's a sexist old tradition, and Lee wasn't even her dad. And he especially doesn't need Corey or Jeremy's permission. That's just weird. But Jalen doesn't care about Leah's feelings. He cares about what looks good for social media and what looks good on TV. And she is ruining his image right now. So he tells her, tone it down, Leah. I just want to enjoy this. Are we done? Ooh, spicy Jalen. Very interesting. And that's all for this episode of Teen Mom, the next chapter. What do you think of that little interaction between Jalen and Leah? Do you think it was weird on both their ends, or just Jalen's, just Leah's? And what do you think of Devoin's mom randomly fighting with Briana and her whole family? Make sure to leave a comment down below, and make sure to subscribe for more Teen Mom recaps every week.